Michigan International Speedway, home to the Supercar semifinal in the ARC's Race of Champions. The third time that we've come to Michigan in the 5th edition of this competition. Green flag is out for 40 laps of racing, and Matt Seeger leads the parade into turn 1. Clean and green so far through 3 corners. Closing now in the chat says, this is Ethan Winter's race to lose. How about Matt Seeger getting all the way up to the high side? And after 1 lap, it's Jacob Bradley leading the competition. 39 circuits to go. Shout out Infraction Music for bringing us their great collection of songs week in, week out on Rick James TV. Shout out Drip Diecast and Collectibles who make this racing possible, and you for tuning in. 3 wide for the lead. Matt Seeger to the inside of Cody Pennell in the black Mustang, and Jacob Bradley in the pink machine on the outside. Belleville almost makes it 4 wide. Look at this. This is only lap 2. Look at this. 4 wide for the lead and a drag race for that top spot. This is what I'm talking about. When I put Michigan on the schedule for this event, this is the image I had in mind. How about Matt Seeger backing up the competition? Aaron Edwards, look at Cody Pennell. Pennell with a big slide. Aaron Edwards has to back up. Everybody checks up in turn 1. Nobody crashes. Jacob Bradley comes away with that race lead. Can we breathe yet? Can we unclench yet? The racing is frantic. 4 Chevrolets in the field, and they're all in the top 4. Shout out to XRN Network as well, and I saw you, XRN. Is that my favorite commentator, Rick James? Well, you're my favorite commentator. I appreciate you too. Welcome back. If this is your first lap, your 1,000,000th lap, it does not matter. Welcome to Rick James TV. Look at this, 3 and 4 wide again for that second position. Jeremy Brio on the outside in the number 74 Mustang, with Brandon Fetterplace in the 3-4 Chevrolet. That Salmon machine in the second row. And everybody seems to have settled just for a moment. And I don't want to miss any action here, but I do want to go back and see Cody Pennell almost losing his lunch in turn number 2. And this is just a bit earlier. Let's see if we can go back and find out what happened. Look at the contact there. Check this out again. That's the yellow car of Ethan Winters. Getting up right into Cody Pennell. Everybody makes it through clean and green, and they still haven't wrecked. Amazing racing indeed. XRN's been retired for a minute. That's all right. Chat, let me know who you're rooting for if you just tuned in, if you've known these drivers for a while. Shout out Grandma Jeannie, who's also rooting for Noah Belleville. This guy here in the maroon-colored Chevrolet, all the way from DeSoto, Missouri. And Noah was talking smack earlier in the practice session. You see that gold car right there in the middle lane, Briley Wright? Grandma Jeannie was saying that Briley was Noah was saying that Grandma Jeannie used to root for Briley, but not anymore because Briley doesn't win any races. So now that Noah's back racing, at least for this series, Grandma Jeannie's back on the Noah wagon. All love to all our drivers here. Look at the bump drafting going on between these cars. Those Chevrolet Camaros just nudging each other down that back straight. How about it? And the sound these cars make. This was actually, look at this racing. I don't want to get away from the action. But to talk about these cars briefly, this is the sound that I was hoping. Look at this, 4 wide for second. This is going to be all race long. It's only lap 7. The drivers will make it about 17 to 18 laps on a tank of fuel, so pit stops coming in 10 laps if they survive that long. Tanner Lockhart in the house. cheering for Matt Seeger in that lime-colored car. Emily Seeger, also a big fan of her brother's racing activities. Aaron Edwards going for the lead with a mirror full of Brandon Fetter Place. It's a Ford versus Chevrolet drag race. Edwards leads the lap. Anyway, before I get sidetracked any further, these cars make an incredible noise. I absolutely love them. And this was the sound I was hoping that we would get in the Gen 4 car, the new Gen 4 car that came out. And speaking of Gen 4s, TNT Season 11, Round 1. Tentative date, August 14. We're going to try and put those Gen 4 cars to some serious work. Anyway, to make an incredibly long and boring story short, I love the sound of these race cars. I wish the Gen 4 race car would sound like this. And I yearn for the day that iRacing puts the Pontiac Trans Am that they raced in the iROC series into the simulator. I'll pay unreasonable amounts of money to have that Pontiac Trans Am. You heard it here first. Just iRacing, please put the car into the game. Aaron Edwards is trying to take himself out of the sim. You see he nudges turn number 2, but he's okay. Drip Diecast saying TNT Season 11 already. Time flies. It absolutely does. I mean, the season ended when? Just last May? The season ended mid-May, and now it's mid-August, and we're going to start up again after our summer break. So if you've never seen TNT before, if you've been riding with us since Season 1, we're going to start our 11th campaign, August 14, right here, Rick James TV. Can't wait. Drip Diecast and Collectibles will be with us for an 11th season. Shout out to them. We're going to talk more about their amazing store. For now, Massachusetts pilot Jeremy Brio is at the front of the field. And the caution is out. We've had some action back here. It's Toby Estes. It's Jacob Bradley. The Season 10 TNT champion's been involved. And the Indiana native not having as much fun as he expected. And the Greensburg, Kentucky pilot also has a couple of questions. Matter of fact, I've got questions for Toby. Let's bother Toby real quick. Let's see if we can bother him and find out what happened. Toby Estes, Rick James in the house. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
All right, man, talk to me. Let's go back and take a look at what happened with this incident. You tell me what happened.
I was trying to ride around and save a little bit of tire, and they started wrecking in front of me and kind of got collected in it. Really nothing I could do there except maybe either push a little harder and try and get in front of that group, or maybe lay back a little farther than what I did. But either way, it's some good racing.
Incredible racing, and it looks like they were going 3 wide, and Aaron Edwards was the meat in the Catania Bradley sandwich. I see you tried to sneak around the outside, and like you said, nothing you could do. Tell me, though, how are the cars racing?
As long as you try to save a little on the right front, they run good. But I mean, phenomenal racing, honestly. Pretty fun, as long as you don't get caught up in somebody else's mess like I did.
All right, buddy, we're going to let you get back to work. Have fun out there.
Yep, thank you, Sue.
Greensburg, Kentucky's Toby Estes, not the labeled Aaron Edwards, who got caught up in that wreck. One more look here. We're going to keep our eyes on that toothpaste-colored machine, if you will. What would you call that? Mint? Seafoam? The Aaron Edwards car. Let's see if we can get a closer look. Matter of fact, let's go on board with Aaron Edwards. Watch this. Shout out the Afterlife. Following on Twitch, subscribing on YouTube. Appreciate you. Welcome to Rick James TV. Caution number 1 out at Michigan International. Jeremy Brio still being scored as your race leader. Brandon Fetter Place in the 2nd position. Georgia's Cody Pennell in 3rd. And shout out to the Pennell family. They recently welcomed a new addition just yesterday. Love, blessings to that Pennell family. Ryan Pennell and his lovely partner. Always love a new addition to the racing family. Josh Gaiman rides in 4th, Ethan Winters in 5th. If you remember last week at Alton Park, these two, Ethan Winters and Matt Seeger, put up an incredible show. The lemon and lime cars battling left and right, just drag racing each other to the corners, and just amazing maneuvering by these guys here. So the lights are out on top of the pace truck. We are going to go green. Next time around, Jeremy Brio will have control of the field with Brandon Fetterplace next to him. Let's bother my man Jeremy and let's see his strategy for a brilliant start. Jeremy Brio, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
First restart here. Everybody came down on lap 11. It is still a one-stop race from here because you can make it to about lap 30 before the fuel runs out. Do you think you're going to make it 18 laps before another caution?
No, just no. We've been pretty crazy so far. I'm kind of surprised we didn't wreck earlier. I'm kind of surprised it didn't cause a wreck when I set it up 3 wide for the lead, but everybody's been pretty good so far, and I think we won't make it another 18 laps.
We were talking to Toby Estes earlier. Toby said these cars are a hoot to drive, but the racing is incredible, but of course it's very close, very dangerous. How are you going to avoid all this mess? How do you stay in front with such a strong draft?
I don't really want to block the run because if I block the run, I'm probably going to get wrecked. It's just go with the momentum, and that's basically it, and stay towards the middle because I figured out that the middle is actually pretty good. It's better than the top and bottom. So, yeah, that's basically how I'm going to hope it works out. Best
of luck, JB. Have fun. Jeremy Brio is going to go back to work with control of the field. 13 lucky laps complete at Michigan, and we're racing again. Brandon Fetterplace dives into turn number 3. He's got that top spot, but to his inside, Josh Gaiman in the number 61 Chevrolet. Out of turn number 4, Gaiman with a strong lead, and now they drag race down the front. Fetterplace leads the first lap after restart. Jeremy Brio in that second position, and Josh Gaiman for now in third. But of course, everybody fans out, and cautions breed cautions. We've now bunched the drivers back up. The tires need to get up to temperature, and drivers need to give each other space out here. You see Josh Gaiman almost cutting off the nose of Aaron Edwards in front of him. 15 of our scheduled 40 laps underway. If you just tuned in, just one caution to speak of so far. Grandma Jeannie said, expecting to see those front cars in a pileup, talking about Brio, Gaiman, Fetterplace. And a quarter to go in the Irish Hills. Bump drafting aplenty up the front straight. 3 wide for second, 3 wide for the lead. Aaron Edwards will insert himself into that purple twosome. Jeremy Brio in the light purple machine on the outside. Josh Gaiman in the midnight purple machine on the left-hand side. Look, who's that? That's Ethan Winters. Look at the contact here. Everybody's good so far. Ethan Winters almost becomes a part of that, sliding to the inside. And that was Josh Gaiman with a big skid down the back straight. Still green. And it's all Fords at the front. 16 laps complete. I don't want to miss what happened here, but let's see if we can get just a quick glimpse. Keep your eye on Gaiman. He's going to be that midnight car down the inside. Ethan Winters, the yellow car on the bottom, will shoot to the inside, and it looks like just a little contact, maybe netcode that became contact from Matt Seeger. Everybody makes it through. Gaiman second in line on the left-hand side. Brio leading in that purple Mustang. Here comes Edwards. Out of breath yet? Still 21 more revolutions around this 2-mile oval in the middle of the Michigan forest. Contact out of turn number 2. Everybody goes wide, slipping and sliding, but look at the grip. Everybody maintains somewhat control of their race car, and we're still moving forward. Again, the 61 of Josh Gaiman with the biggest wiggle out of that contact, like he had a few laps ago. Brio trying to start the snake down the front straight, and you just can't have 2 lanes of cars snaking back and forth. You just can't have 2 lanes trying to do the snake. These guys need to chill out a little bit, but I'm having fun. Tanner's in the chat saying, this is insane. Yeah, it is insane. Noah Belleville in the 41 just cuts in front of Toby Estes. On board with Brandon Fetterplace. Anybody else have 4 wide all race long on their bingo card? Look at that in turn number 3. They're not letting up. Bradley in the Chevrolet, drag racing with Edwards in the Ford. They just don't quit. That is something else. Grandma Jeannie in the chat saying these guys drive like pros. That's very, very kind. A very kind thing to say about a bunch of amateurs who make it look easy and dangerous sometimes. And there's a big wreck right there. There goes Jeremy Brio in the 74. Josh Gaiman involved. And finally, the 2 purple cars who have been snaking back and forth, getting caught up. And they've been escaping carnage lap after lap, and this time with 19 to go, it looks like they can escape no longer. Let's have another look at the 74 and the 61. Jeremy Brio and Josh Gaiman. Have a look. Looking at Gaiman now. I think bump drafting going wrong there. Jeremy Brio doesn't know if he's clear of Jacob Bradley there. Have a look with Brio in the 74. And you're going to see Brio bump drafting there. I think he's going to try and go north, north to the outside of Aaron Edwards, not knowing that Bradley is there, and then nothing that Gaiman could do. Let's go on board with Gaiman. Everybody comes in to the pits. Caution is out on the racetrack for the second time tonight. If you just tuned in, it's been an action-filled evening. Everybody comes in to make sure, well, and we have 17 to go, so presumably everybody's going to be good on fuel. Matt Seeger will win the race out of the pits. The Georgia pilot will have control of the field. Toby Estes in that second position. Aaron Edwards being scored in third. We're going to take a 60-second break. So when you refresh, these roll-off ads will go away. And we're going to come back in a minute. And we might just finish this under green. We're about to find out. But stick around. 60 seconds. We'll be back to finish this off. See you in a minute. Matt Seeger wins the race off pit road, but he will not have control of the field. Seeger comes in again. Keep in mind, 9th on backwards, all pitted on lap 24. It is 16 laps to go. By the Drip Diecast and Collectibles track facts, drivers can go up to 18 laps on one tank of fuel. We have 3 green-white checkers that we might use if we need to. All of these drivers from 9th on backwards that pitted for fuel might just have the race-winning strategy. Lockhart says, interesting strategy. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for him. 15 laps to go in iRacing's Irish Hills. Toby Estes with control of the field. The green flag will come out, and we will finish the semifinal. At full song into turn number 1, Jacob Bradley, the Season 10 Thursday Night Thunder champion, leads Noah Belleville, the Season 9 Thursday Night Thunder champion, and Josh Gaiman, last year's AROC champion, in that 61. 3 of our 6 Chevrolets in the top 4. How about Aaron Edwards to the inside in the Mustang with a huge slingshot? 3 wide, now 4 wide for the lead. And coming to 13 laps to go. Trauma asking in the chat if it's a speeding penalty for Matt Seeger. Not sure what happened to Matt Seeger. If it is a penalty, hopefully he's able to take on fuel. Otherwise, not really sure. We'll have to ask. Josh Gaiman takes the lead, but of course it's going to be brief. Just constant 3 wide action. Jacob Bradley on the outside. These are the points coming into this event, by the way, which I don't think we've discussed at all. Noah Belleville comes in with a 38-point lead over Jacob Bradley. But of course, I'm sorry, 38 points. He comes in with an 11-point lead over Jacob Bradley. The magic number is 12. If Noah Belleville can leave here with a 12-point gap over Bradley, over anybody, he will have clinched the championship. But look at how volatile these positions are and how just tightly packed these cars are. I'll put money on a last lap crash that will send one of these drivers' championship hopes out of here, and it could very well be Noah Belleville. Just the way these cars bump draft, with how aggressive they are. Just look at the way they cut to the in the inside. It's marvelous. This kind of racing is pretty awesome. Drivers still putting in their fastest laps. Nick Pressey just went green. His personal best, 41.97. Ethan Winters and Aaron Edwards, I think, have the joint best lap with 41.71. Obviously not that it matters. Ethan Winters just went to the lead here. Look at all the Fords that have now taken over the podium. And that's a big thing of this ARC's Race of Champions, as Noah Belleville gets shuffled to the back with Brandon Fetterplace. You gotta love the Ford versus Chevrolet rivalry, just the competition between the manufacturers. And this is the first year that we've had Chevrolet, because this generation of supercar is the Chevrolet badged Camaro. Last year was the Holden Commodore, and the year before that, which I think was the Buick Regal. Don't quote me on that. Doesn't matter. But look at this. Look at the contact here. Briley Wright with Kevin Feemster leaning on each other out of turn number 2. They survive into turn number 3. For now. Nine at the line. Jeremy Brio has the support. Well, and there they're going to wreck to the inside there. Tristan Catania goes for a big spin, but they all make it through. We're still green. Ethan Winters, Jeremy Brio, Josh Gaiman, 3-4 wide back here. Tristan Catania gets dumped. Was that Cody Pennell and Tristan Catania? Look at the huge contact off of turn number 4. We keep it green so far. 8 more laps. How about Matt Seeger to the inside? No yellow line rule. This is Michigan, not Daytona and Talladega. Briley Wright is right up the back trumpet of Jeremy Brio. Meanwhile, Jacob Bradley on the outside has a big shove from Aaron Edwards. Now, here comes the toothpaste machine behind the pink Camaro. 4 wide at the line. 7 to go. Next time by. Cody Pennell, if he can get this draft, is still in it. Tristan Catania will need the help of a caution. Jeremy Brio up front in the 74. Briley Wright, Ethan Winters, 2, now 3, 4 wide out of turn number 2. Look at this. Look at that. Contact out of 4. And they're all still moving in one cohesive direction. 3 wide, at least 3 rows deep for the race lead. 6 to go, this time by 4 wide for 3rd place. If you've just tuned in, this is what the race has looked like all night long. 6 laps to go in our 40-lap shootout. Brio and Gaiman have been a constant at the front. Ford versus Chevrolet, drag racing again down the front. Ethan Winters will just slingshot up the middle. 5 to go next time. Oh, more contact. Brio's going to slide up. He's got to hit the brakes. Briley Wright's going to be behind him. Will they all survive into 3? Feemster with a push to Belleville, who goes up the left-hand side of Joshua Gaiman. Ethan Winters has the lead through 3. Will he lead out of 4? With a big blink, Josh Gaiman now shoots to the left-hand side. 4 laps left. Next time by, Noah Belleville with a shove to the yellow Mustang. You really hope they make it. Belleville, how will he slingshot? Let's go on board. To the left-hand side. There he is, 3 wide with Gaiman and Brio. Ethan Winters sliding up the racetrack will lose the advantage. 4 laps at the line. Ethan Winters goes left-hand side of Josh Gaiman. Ethan Winters will beat Josh Gaiman to the line. Will he use that tactic in these final few laps? Remember, Gaiman and Brio were involved in a crash earlier. If they've used their singular fast repair, if any driver has used their singular fast repair, a crash here would be terminal. It could be the end of their race. Ford versus Chevrolet, 3 and 4 wide since the green flag flew. Chat, who do you got? Let me know who's your pick. Winters again wants to slingshot to the inside. This time it's Gaiman across the line. Fewer than 6 more miles. It'll be 2 to go next time by. Noah Belleville really trying to push his way up the middle. There's the crash right there. There's one car going around, another car going through the grass. We stay green. We stay green. And the caution's coming out to the line. The caution is going to come out right before they make it to the line. And I was wondering when they were going to throw out that yellow right before they made it to the line. Ethan Winters just missed getting the white flag. Huge crash coming to 2 laps to go. We'll have another look. Briley Wright ran off the racetrack. I think Aaron Edwards had a big spill down the back. So this is 3 laps to go. The crash happens in half a lap. And have a look. Let's take a look from the sky here. Just bump drafting? Bump drafting. There it is. You see Briley Wright just gets... I don't know if this is net code or what, but keep your eye on the gold car here. Briley Wright in the 5-1. And let's run this back. Was this net code? It looks like it just was. You can see a gap between the 51, the gold car of Briley Wright, and the green car of Kevin Feemster. And let's go back once more here. Let's get a different view of this. All right, here we go. Toby Estes gets a piece of that. Nick Pressey makes just light contact with Briley Wright. Briley will drive through the grass and just escape damage there. Matt Seeger will not pit. We're going to get 1 to go this time by. Matt Seeger will not pit. Chat talking about a wild finish coming up. It's going to be. You better believe it, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. Fry Dog is in the house, all the way from the West Coast. You tuned in at the perfect time, John Fry. It's going to be a green, our first of 3 green-white checkers in the AROC semifinal. While we have a moment, the final next week at Silverstone. It may be clinched by then, but that doesn't matter. These cars are so much fun to watch, and they make an incredible noise, and it'll be the first ever Rick James TV race broadcasted at Silverstone, so that'll be awesome. And then Season 11 of Thursday Night Thunder comes back. Round 1 is going to be August 14. All of it presented by Drip Diecast and Collectibles. They have been supporting us for the last 10 seasons, at least the last 5 years, and here's to the next 5. If you want to purchase a diecast, go to Drip Diecast and Collectibles. I've got the eBay link somewhere. I'll post it here. But Drip Diecast and Collectibles is your #1 eBay store for all sorts of NASCAR memorabilia. That's Drip Diecast and Collectibles on eBay, your #1 store for all sorts of NASCAR memorabilia. Check them out on eBay. They have been supporting us since forever, since day #1, and we want to support them. Even if you're not going to buy anything, check them out. Drip Diecast and Collectibles, your #1 online store for all sorts of NASCAR memorabilia and more. 2 laps to go. It is an all Ford front row. So if you like the blue ovals, you got a good shot on the start. 4 miles. Remember, this is attempt 1 of 3. We are in overtime, so we're going to complete 41 laps and start 42. Georgia's Matt Seeger with control of the field. 4 miles in the Irish Hills. Chat, who do you got? Green flag is out. Ethan Winters on the outside of Matt Seeger. Noah Belleville also trailing. White flag will come out this time by. Nick Pressey to the outside. Ethan Winters to the inside. Noah Belleville wants a piece. Just trying to put his nose in the middle. Toby Estes goes to the high side. He's going to need a caution if he wants to be a part of this one. Cats cheering for Ethan Winters. He's got the advantage into turn number 1. Fewer than 2 miles remains. Noah Belleville on the outside. Contact from 3rd and 4th. Josh Gaiman also wants to be a part of the festivities. Will it stay clean and green? Will bump drafting decide this race? Gaiman now trying to push as hard as he can. Winters throws the block down on Bradley. Big wreck in the back. That's Jeremy Brio. 5 cars remain. Noah Belleville with the advantage into 3. Josh Gaiman squeezing Ethan Winters in turn number 3. Now out of 4, they will drag race to the line. Noah Belleville with the advantage. Jacob Bradley to his inside. To win the semi-final at Michigan, it's Noah Belleville by a car length over the 3-wide second place battle. Jacob Bradley, Ethan Winters in 3rd, Josh Gaiman in 4th, and the season 9 TNT champion wins the semifinal at Michigan, and surely that's enough to clinch the AROC 5 championship. We'll check the unofficial points. Noah Belleville with a congratulations by Brandon Fetterplace. And a great last lap of racing. Let's take a look at the checkered flag again. And we know Noah Belleville's going to win this one. Have a look at the 3-wide finish for 2nd. Jacob Bradley just turning right at the last second. Noah Belleville winning at Michigan, closing now in the chat saying a GM1, and that's true. General Motors has won at Michigan in AROC for the first time. Noah Belleville is going to celebrate big time by doing some deserved donuts and a huge smoke show on the front straight, and we now can't see a thing. Grandma Jeannie in the house saying, that's my boy, celebrating, watching her grandson get another win, as if we haven't seen him do that enough. What a way to win in style. We're going to let Noah Belleville take care of business. We're going to collect our top 3, and we'll be back on the podium in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll have Noah Belleville, Jacob Bradley, and Ethan Winters on the podium. On the podium with our top 3 after an awesome finish to this one. Let's start with our 3rd place finisher in the yellow number 10 Mustang, Ethan Winters. Ethan, that last lap, that whole race was something else, man. That whole race was just so much fun to watch, man. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, that was a blast. That was a lot of fun.
That last lap, what was going to be the secret to winning that race? Because you had the advantage when the white flag flew.
You know, it's just trying to block what's coming from behind you, and if people are willing to run into the back of you. I think he got a push from Gaiman, so that kind of helped him down the back. Whereas I knew I probably wasn't going to get that push, so I had to just try and block Bradley, and from there it was kind of just not going to happen. So, but it was fun. It worked out all right, I guess.
A great battle for the finish there. Congratulations on third. Unofficially, you're 8th in points headed into next week's final at Silverstone. Let's talk to our silver medalist, the Season 10 Thursday Night Thunder champion, Jacob Bradley, coming home with that silver medal. How was your race, man?
Man, it was eventful. I think we got spun around in the first caution. I got ping-ponged through the second one, and then that third one, it happened right in front of me. It was a chaotic race. There was a lot of blocks. There was a lot of 4 wide, 5 wide action. You know, it may have been too chaotic at times, but it sure was some.
So, as far as the championship goes, Noah Belleville is going to go ahead and decide this one here. Unofficially, he's got a 12-point lead headed into next week's race, which is exactly what he needs. But time for redemption next week at Silverstone, man. Are we gonna see the championship performance come out as we see that huge wreck at the end?
We may. These cars, I gotta figure out how to drive on the right side, man. I keep on those road courses. I keep touching the grass, and you can't touch the grass of these things and expect to survive. But yeah, missing that race at Indy definitely hurt the championship. But congratulations to Moldy on getting that, and definitely been a fun season. Appreciate you having me.
See you in a week's time, man, and we'll see you for TNT in just under a month to defend your title.
Thank you.
Our race winner and our Season 9 champion in the number 41 machine, Noah Belleville. Brilliant job just staying out front on that last lap. Was it the 3 wide that helped you stay ahead of the competition?
Yeah, I think so, just them side drafting. But I also got a lot of momentum from, I don't know who pushed me. It was a black car, that's all I know. But yeah, like Ethan was saying, down that backstretch, I got a push, and that really helped.
So, unofficially, I think you've got the points to be the AROC champion, which you had a great chance to do anyway. And then we've got Thursday Night Thunder starting up in less than a month. Are you going to be there for the season opener?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be there for the season opener. New car.
Exactly. New car, new Gen 4 car, and now you're going to have an AROC championship to take with you into next season. So that's going to be fun, man. Congratulations on that win. And way to put on an incredible show so far as well. We got one more race at Silverstone. We'll see you there.
Yep, thank you, Rick.
So fans at home, that's going to do it for us after just an unbelievable race. That's who doesn't love pack racing all day and night? That's just fantastic. So the AROC 5 final next week at Silverstone, and then 14th of August. That's our tentative date to start season 11. The opening round, the curtain raiser of Thursday Night Thunder. And, of course, we're going to have drip, diecast, and collectibles there every step of the way. If this is your first lap, if this is your last lap, if this is your millionth lap, just thanks for tuning in and being a part of the fun. We just can't do this without you. And it's so much fun to do this week in and week out. So stay tuned. We're on... Twitter, X, what do we call it now? We're on the socials. Give us a little follow there. See what's up with us. And then again, next week, we're bringing the cars out to Silverstone for one more blast. It's going to be a good time, and we hope to see you there. Until that next race, everybody stay safe. Take care of each other. We'll see you all around the corner.